Digital marketing is more important than ever for estheticians and spa owners. And that's why I'm so excited to be hosting our first virtual aesthetic marketing seminar on August 24th and 25th from 10 to 3 Eastern Time. This is a live conference. We're going to be teaching you about funnels, about email marketing, about digital ads, all the things that you need to have in place as a spa owner so that you can be making money around the clock, whether that means virtual appointments or creating a system where your clients can book appointments online, selling your products through an e-commerce store, driving traffic to your website, all the things that are incredibly important, especially now more than ever, so that you can make money in your sleep. Use the internet, use technology as your own personal marketing team. We're going to show you how. I'm so excited, so passionate about this content. And the best part is that it's totally free. So I want you to click the link, get registered, and I can't wait to see you there. All right, welcome to the Spa Social Beat. I am here with Danielle, my business partner in Post with Purpose. And today we are talking about all of the various sub-channels on Instagram, because it's not enough to just post a picture, right? These algorithms, we always hear about the algorithm changes. To really maximize use of a platform, we have to use it in the way that it's intended to be used. And so, Danielle, today I wanted to talk with you about how we properly use Instagram just, in all the different platforms, because a lot of people are like, stories, what stories? IGTV? Like, what is all this?
Yeah. So I kind of call them sub-channels of Instagram, and they all act a little bit different, but all exist within Instagram. And Instagram, I think, is a great focus as a platform, just because if you can kind of nail down Instagram, every other type of social media really gets easier, because it's just so many nuanced sub-channels of Instagram that exist. You've got the feed, which is what most people are familiar with, since that was kind of what Instagram was built off of. And then you've got stories, which are those short slides. And you've got IGTV, more of your YouTube-esque style content, but can be integrated into your feed and into your stories very easily. And then you've got live streaming as well. And live has not, it's kind of ebbed and flowed with live, where people are really into it and then it's kind of died back. But they keep integrating these systems so that they all kind of weave together into this big media Instagram universe.
Yeah, I think what I've noticed, and tell me if you agree here, but I think like Instagram stories has been huge, and stories is so much more popular on Instagram than it is on Facebook. But Facebook Live is just much easier to use than Instagram. I think the commenting, the interaction. So I think that's where Instagram is struggling a little bit with that. But I mean, they're both owned by the same people. So I think eventually they'll get it all figured out.
Yeah. And I think another thing about live that they've realized is with stories, you can save it to your profile as a highlight. And people like the very quick nature approach of stories, and that, okay, it disappears after 24 hours. But when you do a live, you may be sitting there for 5-10 minutes putting out a really high value piece of content. And over on Facebook, it saves to your feed. It becomes kind of this thing that exists on its own. People can watch the replay. On Instagram, it's only available for 24 hours, but they actually just integrated that you can save your live as an IGTV episode once you're done doing your live, which now kind of changes the game. I feel like Instagram Live definitely has a little bit more oomph behind it now that you can actually save that content and reuse it later.
So as a spa owner, we obviously want to use all of these different sub-channels of Instagram. How do you suggest using those to attract clients to your business?
Mm-hmm. So the feed I really see as more of like a portfolio in a way, a lot of really great places to house those more styled photos that are a little bit more static. Someone can get a really good feel of your business. That's how I kind of see the feed living. Stories being much more behind the scenes, off the cuff, kind of like you're taking someone along your day or into the treatment room with you, much more documentary style. And then you've got IGTV, which I see as more of the like having your own television station where you can kind of tune in with shows or these very hyper focused content topics that educate and inform your client. And those can get saved to your feed as well. So that kind of becomes part of the mix of your content that people can go to and tune into at any time versus the stories is kind of what's happening right now in the moment, which of course live has that element as well. And you can kind of leverage live to be, do I want this to actually disappear in 24 hours where if someone catches it, they're in on a great deal or they get the ability to snag this last spot for the day, or, you know, how sometimes those last minute openings come up. That's a great place to leverage things like stories or lives where you just want someone to see it immediately, but not have it be around all the time, because you don't want someone scrolling back in your feed and saying, hey, we have one appointment open. Hey, we have this open today. Grab it while you can. Or, you know, kind of these flash moment specials in a way that are happening. You don't want that to be like all your clients are saying when they scroll through your feed. So that's really how I like to leverage the different sub channels as a spa owner.
And one last thing before we finish up on this spa social beat, can we just talk about highlights? Because that's kind of another, it's not really a sub channel, but it's something that's part of the page.
For sure. So highlights are a really nice way to, it functions a little bit like your website in terms of you can have these separated, organized files, just like how you might have a page on your website that says about, meet the team. Here's, you know, what our monthly promotion is going on. Here's a highlight on this specific type of ingredient, or all our anti-aging type of stories exist here. And you can highlight your, well, I should use a different word other than highlight. You can categorize and organize all of your story content into these highlights so that they're focused on one area. And if I were using that as even a solo or a spa owner, I would use it to highlight each category of services that I offer. I would use it to highlight retail specifically. I would do a little about us type of a highlight that really introduces people to the team, because those highlights exist right under your bio. So it's a great first introduction to what does this business have going on? What am I looking for? Maybe you have a highlight that's all lashes, a highlight that's all brows, a highlight that's all skin, and just kind of breaking it out into those categories so someone can very quickly scroll through and find what they're looking for.
Wonderful. So if you are an esthetician or spa owner not capitalizing on all of the sub channels on Instagram, I want you to go and take action right now. It's going to make such a big difference in your business. And what we're seeing with the hundreds of spas that we work with is that Instagram is where it's at. So Facebook has its place. It's super important, but we're getting a lot of traction, a lot of organic reach on Instagram. So make sure that you're using all of the sub channels properly. And if you have any questions, be sure to head to our Instagram page and tag us over there.